Hi, it's John here from Hex Crypto, and today I want to talk about Yieldnodes. So what is Yieldnodes exactly? So Yieldnodes is basically a multi-tiered node rental program based on a new blockchain-based economy. So in essence, revenue is generated through a combination of masternoding, price gains and services that work in unison and leverage each other in their own ecosystem. So the money you put into this is basically going to providing computer power and storage space along with their special software to become the masternode. So it's not mining as it says here, but it's basically an alternative way to earn revenue by providing technology that relies on proof of stake approach. A masternode, like any other full node, is a node in a server within the network, and full nodes are important because they process transactions and store them in the blockchain. So you can see here, in order to obtain the status of a masternode, the masternode operator must deposit a specified number of the relevant coin. For this staking, along with the performance of required tasks and the provision of computer power plus storage space, the operator receives a reward based on the corresponding coin, proof of stake. So some of the coins, or at least one of the coins that Yieldnodes invests in, is the Sapphire coin here. So we can see here on masternodes.online. So don't forget there's always risks in cryptocurrency, and masternoding, as it says here, it's not actually trading, so the loss of your capital is quite unlikely. I think the only thing that could potentially happen is that Yieldnodes just somehow just departs and goes off the face of the earth, but there's no real reason they would want to do that because they're making money and you're making money. They obviously take the higher percentage and they give you some money back as well for your main deposit. So best thing to do is probably for me to show you my first month on Yieldnodes. So basically at the start of October I deposited 500 euros, and after the initial deposit it takes 7 days for them to invest it into a masternode, so it will appear as a pending transaction once you first deposit. But once you have deposited and it has been put into a masternode, it's then classed as masternoded. It's then in there for 6 months at least before you can withdraw it again. But in that 6 months, you're going to be getting interest on your noded balance here. So we can see here, I got a partial profit here of 34.23 euros. Because I deposited at the beginning of the month, it wasn't until the 7th of October that my money was actually noded. So if we have a look at the detailed report here, we can see the late deposit here means that I only really scored 6.83% on my masternoded balance, which is 34 euros. So if I'd been in there the full month, I'd have had a complete 10%. If we just go back, we can see the profit for October was 10% in total. So I'd have had 10%, which is about 50.1 euros. So that's not bad for my first month. Like I say, considering I wasn't even in it for the full month, I still received 6% or so on top. So in theory, I could withdraw 34 euros. Now there is a minimum withdrawal fee of 100 euros, but what I'm actually going to do is pop this back into my masternoded balance, and then I will get a compounded interest on my next month's result. So here, I'm going to go on to deposit, and I'm going to transfer my withdrawable profit into my masternoded balance. So I've got 34.23, and I'm just going to submit that. Okay, so now I've submitted that, we can see here it's no longer withdrawable. We've only got €1 there. So that should, within, I believe, about 24 hours, then appear in my masternoded balance here. And that will then be what my next month's results reflect upon. Okay, so what sort of return can we expect? If we have a look at performance down here, we can see here, we'll pop in a more reasonable sum. So let's say you put in the minimum 500 euros. You can see here straight away, it tells you what you would have after 2 years here. This is about 2 years since 2019. So if you popped in 500 euros, after 2 years, you would have 1,840. Now, if you compounded your interest, you would get 6,000 euros, 335. So we can see here at the end of those 2 years, your 500 euros would turn into 6,335. Now, this is all obviously just based on past results. So who knows what could happen. Obviously, this could be a lot lower down here, but from the previous results they've had, it's all looking very good in my opinion. Now, their initial performance chart here is based on 5,000. So you can see if you had trusted the system back in September September 2019, you would have ended up with 63,000 euros. So that's pretty good really, compared to if you'd had Bitcoin hodled, you'd have had what, 35,000 euros worth of Bitcoin. So you can see really this is, with the compounded interest at least, probably the best way to earn a passive income. So what I will do here, if we go to withdraw here, we can see here automatic compounding, I had it turned off, hence why I had 34 euros withdrawable. So I can actually put in that I want all my profits to go to the masternoded balance. You can set, obviously, if you want 50% of your profits, so that 34 euros would have been what, 16, 17 euros, and then the rest, the other 17 would go into my masternoded balance. But for the time being, I'm going to set it all to be compounding. So any future profits here will go straight back into my masternoded balance, and this will slowly build up, which obviously over time, if we go back to our performance, we'll go from 500, 549, 614, 691, 779, and as you can see, it's just going up and up and up because it's being compounded to the stage where you're getting what, over 200, around 200 euros per month here, 250, and then it just keeps going up and up and up. So yeah, I quite like this Yieldnodes. I'm not sure how many people know about it, but it is worth having a look at. Obviously you do have this initial deposit, which is quite large, 500 euros, and they do only accept euros for this. You can deposit in BTC, which is how I did mine. They do also accept other methods just in case you don't have BTC to deposit, but it's easy enough just to do some Bitcoin. You can see here each new deposit will be idle for 7 days while they're converting it into a masternodable currency. Just to prove that I wasn't making this up, this is my deposit here from October, so just after the beginning of the month, and it's been noded since the 10th. So I quite like this as a sort of small passive income until I have got my masternoded balance back. So when this reaches 1,000, I might take out 500, and then I've got my initial risk has been reduced to 0 because I've now got back what I put in. Or I could, in theory, just leave it and continue compounding each month. Obviously, from the advice I've been told is don't get greedy, so I might just, like I say, take it out. I've got my investment back, and now anything else is a bonus. So what I might do is just update each month to see how the profits are going, how the return is going. So if you are interested, do click the like button and be sure to subscribe to my channel. If you want to support the channel, you can use my affiliate link to sign up to Yieldnodes in the description below, and that really helps out. So if you have any queries about Yieldnodes, do let me know down below in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer. I'm not an expert at Yieldnodes, but from my first month, it seems to have done well. Like I say, 34 euros, I'm not going to be a millionaire anytime soon. If I had had it in the whole month, it would have been closer to 51 euros here. But yeah, I think compared to other things like hodling in uHodler or Nexo or something where you can earn 12% on your stablecoins, this is actually better overall, assuming the return each month sticks around 10%. So don't forget, these past results don't mean that that is what you're going to receive. If we go back to the returns here, we can see over the months how it has performed, 10%, 8%. So even at the start of the pandemic, here in March, we got, or they got, whoever was yielded at the time, got 5.2%, which is not bad really considering the global pandemic broke loose. And then 8, 10, 12, 9. So it is around averaging around 10%, I'd say, per month. Obviously this month here, February this year, very good, 19%. So yeah, that's Yieldnodes, and I've been quite impressed, like I say, so far. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next video.